Hello everyone and welcome to Paris Crochet Flow. My name is Paris and I am here with a quick tutorial or how to make video. I did mention that I would be showing how to make these beautiful chicks. I started with this one. The wings were quite a bit large. Then I made a second one and it looked much better with smaller wings, and so I kept that. However, I have noticed that they are all different sizes based on how many rows I made, but I have written up a quick version of the final one that I made. But basically we just want to get a chick that looks as close as it can to either of these ones, and it's a very quick make. It's only, I believe, 13 rows plus this one row that goes across, which is 3 clusters of 3 double crochets. As you can see, this project is a no-sew, and to make it no-sew we have to start by making the wings. That way the construction is that we make from the beginning, make 3 rows, make 2 bubble stitches for the feet, and then continue, and at the 8th row we attach the wings, and then we continue, start decreasing, insert the eyes and stuff the chick, and then we finish up with a straight line instead of sealing it completely as we would seal using the 6 single crochets at the end. So this is what we are, the finished product is going to be a chick. Don't worry if it's not as small as mine or if it's larger, it doesn't matter as long as you end up making something you like. For what you will need, for myself, I'm using the smallest one. As you can tell, I used hobby yarn, so this is quite small. So based on the yarn that you're gonna choose, the sizes will definitely be different. The first one I used, I believe, blanket yarn, chenille or something from Walmart, and that's why it's quite large. For this one, I chose Sweet Snuggles Light, which is a little bit lighter, and I find that it works easier on the crochet. And also I have this one, Home Chenille, the brown one for the feet. Actually, I will change this one into a mustard color, but you can choose whatever color you want for the feet. And for the beak, you could choose to use white yarn or just the yellow yarn, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you choose what to use. So like I said, we have to start by making the wings. That way it becomes a no-sew. So I've already made one wing. As you can see, I have the wing here. So we are gonna make a second wing and we'll take it from there. So for this project, of course you're going to need a crochet hook, a stitch marker. You don't have to use a stitch marker if you prefer counting. You're going to need safety eyes, or you could choose to embroider your eyes when you finish. And of course you're going to need the different colors of yarn. Let's get right into it. I do have my notes by the side just because I wanted to make this as concise as I can, and I'm also gonna include some notes within the video if I can do that. So we are going to start with the wing, and the wing is going to be 8 single crochets in a magic ring. So we start with a magic ring, and we are going to make 8 single crochets in the magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make the magic ring whichever way you prefer. I just find that this yarn is can be difficult to pull through, so try and start your magic ring loose, because as you can see, I really do struggle with pulling the magic ring through, especially with some yarns, but I managed to pull through. Try and make it as loose as you can. So those are 8 single crochets in the magic ring, and I'm going to make that one as my first. So that's our first row, which is 8 single crochets. Now the second row is going to be an increase row. Sorry, I'm taking my time here. An increase row, and it's going to be increasing in each single crochet, and we are going to end up with 16 single crochets. So let's make the 16 single crochets. So count 1, the first one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's our 16 single crochets, and now we're going to do a decrease row. The third row is a decrease row back to 8 single crochets. So to decrease, we make the invisible decrease by picking up the outer loop only, the front loop or the outer loop, whichever way you call it. So 2 loops, that's a decrease, and that's my first one. I'm going to put my stitch marker there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that's our row number 3, and like I said, it was a decrease row, so 8. So our row number 4 is going to be just 8 single crochets around. So we start with our first one where the marker is. I'm not going to change it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now to make this wing, we're just going to close it and make it flat and crochet right across. Sorry, right across, and make 4 single crochets because it's going to look flat like this. And like I said, we are going to be crocheting it on row number 9. So I'm going to make this flat, and I'm going to make 4 single crochets across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and at this point you just fasten off. You don't have to leave a long end because it's going to be, we don't need it to sew on because we are not sewing it on. So that's your wing, or this is my wing, and I had already made one, so I have now my 2 wings. And these wings, as you can see, will be crocheted along the row number 9. So I'm going to set aside my wings, and we are going to start the body. Now the body, we shall start with the yellow yarn, and again we are going to start with we're going to start with 12 single crochets in a magic ring. Then in row 2 we are going to increase to 24, and we are going to work with the 24 stitches up to the end, up to when we start decreasing. So it's only technically 2 rows for this project. The only time we increase is in the second row. So start with a magic ring. You are expected to know how to do a magic ring, or you can find other videos to learn how to do that. So we're gonna make 12 try and start it loose so that it's easy to pull through. So 12 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 single crochets. I'm gonna pull through to close my magic ring, and now I'm gonna make my first single crochet here and use my stitch marker here to mark my first single crochet. And now this is row number 2, and it's going to be an increase row, making 2 single crochets in every stitch. So this is the second, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So now we have our 24 stitches, and now we are going to be working with only the 24 stitches until it's time to decrease. So that was row number 2, which is an increase row. Now we are going to make number 3, which is single crochet around, and you're going to end up with 24 single crochets. So that's my first stitch, and I'm going to move my stitch marker. You don't have to use a stitch marker, you can count, and I actually find stitch markers make it more tedious, but I'll just use it for the purpose of the instruction. So that's my number 1, stitch number 1. So this is row number 3, and it's 24. So go ahead and make 1 single crochet in each stitch, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I'm at the end. That's 24 stitches, and now we are going to row number 4, and we are going to make 1 single crochet, and then in the next stitch we are going to change yarn into the color of our feet. It could be brown or mustard or whichever color you choose. So we are going to make a bobo stitch, whichever way you choose to make your bobo stitch. For me, it's I believe half double crochet bobo stitches. So I'll make 3. Actually, it's like a double crochet that's incomplete. So 1, I pull through 2, 2, pull through 2, so I have 3 loops now. 3, pull through 2, 4, pull through only 2, and then I'm going to pull through all of them. And then I close the bobo stitch. That's 1 foot, and I'm going now to continue with the single crochet. So after the bobo stitch, make 4 single crochets. So this is going to count as the first one, and I change back to my yellow yarn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in the next stitch we make another bobo stitch. So I'm gonna change back to the brown yarn. So 1, pull through 2, 2, pull through 2, 3 and 4. I only make 4 just because it's really thick. You could choose to make 3 or 5, it's your choice. And then once I close that bubble stitch, I return to my yellow yarn and I'm going to continue with the single crochets. So 1. Now after that you're going to be making I believe 17 single crochets to go back to the beginning. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We are back in the beginning, and now we're gonna start working the 24 stitches again. So for that I go through these 2. So that's my stitch number 1, just to close the bubble stitch completely, or whichever way you close it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I believe, and then close the bubble stitch again. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. It looks like I lost a stitch, but that's okay. If you lose one stitch, no big deal. Try and regain it by adding a stitch, or just keep going. So now we are gonna work the rows 24 stitches each from row number 5 to row number 8. So that one that I just finished is row number 5. So we are going to make 6, 7 and 8, and they are all going to be 24 single crochets. So you could choose to stick around and make it with me, or you can go ahead and pause the video and make your three rows of 24, and then we meet back at row 9. So let's do that. So I'm done with my 8th row. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is going to be row number 9. And now in row number 9 we are going to attach, you're going to make 4 single crochets. I will count those as 2 because I want them to align with the feet. So 2, 3, 3 and 4. And now we are going to attach a wing. Just try and put the one of the yarn into the body of the chick right there. And now we are going to crochet 4 across. Remember there were 4 single crochets across the wing. Now we are going to crochet it along the body, 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the wing is now attached, and now we are going to make 8 single crochets and then attach the second one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we are going to attach the second wing so that it can align 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just gonna make one more there. I don't know if I got the count right. So now we are going to attach the second wing 4 stitches to the body. So again, try and put this yarn in and hold it together with the body and make 4 single crochets along with the body. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And now the second wing is attached. Now we are going to make the next row, which is row number 10. Row number 10, we are just going to single crochet 24 across. As you can see, I might have made errors all over the place, but don't worry, as long as your wings align somehow. So we're gonna make 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, I hope. So now we are going to make, that is our row number 10, 24 stitches. And now in row number 11 we are going to decrease after every 2 single crochets. So 1, 2 and a decrease. Remember the invisible decrease, and we are going to end up with 18 single crochets. If you have 17, 16, don't worry, again, don't be stuck on the count. So that's 3, 4, 5, a decrease, so 6, 7, 8, 9, which is a decrease, 10, 11, 12, which is a decrease, 13, 14, 15 is a decrease, 16, 17, a decrease, so that's 18. Now at this point I think you can go ahead and start stuffing, just so that it's not gonna be hard to add your stuffing. So we're just gonna put our polyfill up to where we can still continue crocheting, and that's our row number 11. Remember, row number 11 was 2 single crochets and a decrease, so we ended up with 18 single crochets. Remember not to overstuff, because you still have about 2 more rows to go, and we still have to put in the eyes. So let's make row number 12 is going to be 1 single crochet and a decrease, and we are going to have 12 single crochets at the end. So 1 single crochet and a decrease, so 2, 3, 4 is a decrease, 5, 6 is a decrease, 7, 8 is a decrease, 9, 10 is a decrease, 11 and 12 is a decrease. So now at row number 12 we have 12 single crochets, and now we are going to insert our eyes between row number 11 and 12, or number 10 and 11, just around here, so that by the time we seal you have your eyes in. So let me see, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we are gonna put the eyes right here, and they have to be 3 or 4 stitches apart. So this is my one eye. You don't have to be perfect, but try your best. And 1, 2, maybe 3 right there, and put the back. Kind of wonky, but again, working on camera can be tricky. So our eyes are there now. It's going to be difficult to work those stitches, so if you're able to put the eyes when you're almost sealing, that would be okay, or you can even put the eyes another row down below, but as long as they are way above, like close to the end. So now the last row is supposed to be a decrease, completely decreasing. This is gonna be tricky now with the eyes in, but I'm gonna do our best. I'm gonna choose a smaller hook, but next time I would choose to go a row below, just because you see it's difficult to work the stitch with the eye in there. So there are going to be decreases, 6 of them. If you decrease in every stitch, that way we are going to end up with 6 single crochets. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So our chick is almost sealed now, so go ahead and try and stuff a little more through the tiny hole left. You could use the end of a hook or just a single finger, whichever way it works for you. Just try and stuff it a little more, so that stuffing it a little more just helps it keep shape. Okay, so now instead of continuing by decreasing to seal the 6 single crochets, we are going to change the yarn in. We are going to change into a different color of yarn, and I'm using this yellow one. And then we are going to seal by making 3 clusters of 3 double crochets on top, right across. So across from back to front, or from front to back, which whenever you ended up your last row, and that's going to make the crown. So we are going to seal this hole straight like that. Okay, that way is going to be this crown. If it makes sense, it's from front to back or from back to front. So the 6 rows is going to be 3 clusters of 3 double crochets, and it's going to be the crown. So let's do that using a different color of yarn. And I'm using my brighter yellow from Hobby that I don't really like because it flays a lot. So just change the yarn whichever way you change it. You're going to weave in the ends in the cheek, so don't worry too much about the aesthetics of it. So that's 1 double crochet, 2, hide this yarn in there. It's kind of finicky to work with it when it's already stuffed, but try your best. So 2 double crochets, 3 double crochets. Now make a second one. No, I'm gonna slip just to give it a shape. Make a slip stitch. Now a second double crochet in the next single crochet, joining, kind of sealing the hole. So 1, 2, and 3. Now we are going to make a third one. No, let's slip stitch again, or 1 single crochet in between just to give it a shape, and then we make the third cluster of 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So there is the crown, and now I'm gonna fasten off by making 1 single crochet, then slip and fasten off. Okay, now this yarn, you can use a smaller hook just to hide it in the stuffing. So you just go through a different spot and pull it through and kind of try and hide it in there. It's gone. And this one too, you're gonna cut it and hide it in the same manner. So go through another spot, pull it through and stick it into the stuffing. Having a smaller hook helps, or you could use whichever hook you are using. And our chick is finished. The only part that is left now in this chick is to either you could choose to embroider a beak, or you could choose to make a beak using another color of yarn. Let's just make you know what, let's just embroider a beak, or you could choose to make a bigger beak by using 6 single crochets and then 2 rows of them, and then just attach it to as you would to the cheek. But for now, to make this easier, let's just embroider sort of a beak right below the eyes. Try to choose in between, and we're just going to do our best to embroider a beak. It's not too bad. You can choose to either embroider or crochet a beak. This looks just fine. Just use a lighter color than the color of the body. Now I'm gonna make a knot somewhere so to secure it. I'm gonna hide some yarn into the body of the cheek. Okay, so there you are. I'm gonna hide the rest of it just by putting it through the body of the cheek, and I'm gonna break the yarn here. Let me just cut that with scissors so it's kind of neat. So you break the yarn and it's hidden in there, and there you are. Your beautiful cheek is finished, and he was all no sew as we added this on the go, and then you made your crown, and these two were no sew. So there is a cute cheek. I know the first time and working on camera it may not look super cute, but take your time, make yours, and see how it turns out. The first one for me wasn't as cute either, but I have so far used the instructions that I gave you to make 4 cheeks, this being the 5th one, and even using different types of yarn, and they all turned out beautiful in their own way. This one had bigger wings. I made a beak using 6 single crochets, 2 rows, and then I joined this beak as well. I did the same way, but the one I've worked with you, we just embroidered, and he still looks cute. He's smaller, but that's just a choice of yarn. So there you are. I hope you enjoy making a cheek. Make many more. I'm making quite a few of them just because I do markets, and cheeks and ducks seem to be something that people like. So I already have 5. I don't anticipate I'm gonna make more. Maybe I'll make 1 more, and that's it. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Happy crocheting, happy making. Just go with the flow. If you have any questions, comments, or recommendations, make a comment down below, and I will either get back to you or I will implement in my next how to make video. Thank you very much for staying with me. Happy crocheting again, happy making, and just go with the flow. Bye now.